Howdy, partners. Men in Black here, owner of the Westworld Amusement Park. Welcome to this week's episode of Carnival of Cosplay. Actually, it's me, Mark Pinkston, still the reluctant talk show host. Today's guest, I want to explain myself first. I'm a comedian, magician, cosplayer, performer, internet security expert, world traveler, and so on, hyphen. Let's have this week's guest, Sindiroo Cosplay. Hi there, Cindy.
Hello, everybody.
First of all, I want to welcome you to the show. And I want to tell you why I asked you to be on the show. It's because I first came to see some of your cosplays on the Over 40 Cosplay channel. I've been
Okay.
on there. You've been on there like 75,000 times, but I've been on there maybe 5 or 6 times. And so it amazed me of all the different cosplays you seem to have. So I started following you. And so I said, I don't think I know anybody who, or even know of anybody that has that many cosplays. Do you know how many cosplays it is?
I actually am not sure. It really went up over the COVID
Yeah.
because what I did was as a teacher, some of my friends were saying that their kids needed reading hours. So what I did was I started reading the Harry Potter series live every night. And on Sundays, I decided to read in character. So over COVID, I added to my cosplay repertoire. I already did quite a few Harry Potter characters, but I added many more. So I know that there was at least 60 that I've added in the last 2 years. Because
Wow.
after the Harry
Those are
Potter
ones you
series.
added, mind the 4,000 you already had or whatever.
Yeah.
Uh, that's amazing. I also, I didn't teach in a school, but I taught the corporate world for 20 years, nonstop around the world. Spent my life in hotels mostly, but I got to go around the world. So I come from a teaching background, but a different venue slightly. Um, so I guess I'm always performing. So is that what came first, cosplay or the cosplay in a classroom?
Well, definitely teaching came first because that's what I've done since college.
No, I mean
But
cosplay while you're teaching or cosplay outside of teaching?
oh no, definitely cosplay outside of teaching. I've never actually worn a cosplay to school
Just
to
on
teach.
video.
Yeah, just on the video over the quarantine.
So
So
when's your origin story? When did you start?
December 2016 is when I started. We had a local um convention, and I had just mentioned to my husband, I was like, I'd really like to go to this, and I think I'd actually kind of like to dress up. So I did a closet cosplay of Amelia Pond, yeah, from Doctor Who.
Yes, I
And
very fair. You met her once, so Doctor Who convention I was performing at.
yeah, and so I just threw on a closet cosplay and we went out and I had a lot of fun. And then we went to another one and I did another closet cosplay of Jessica Jones. And then I was like, you know what? I'm in the drama world. I should probably put a little bit more effort into
Huh.
these costumes. And from there, it took off.
Are you a sewing person? Do you sew a lot of your costumes, or do you have them made?
Actually, I sewed, but very minimally. Like, part of what I do in drama is I like alter and
Well, that's true.
fit. And About 3 years ago, I decided I wanted to actually start sewing from scratch. So, before where I would just take ready-made pieces and alter and adjust, now I am actually now making well, I guess this was supposed to be my first fully, well, I guess it still is because my Roger Rabbit, which I did, 2 months ago, I did make it all except for the white shirt. But I am currently working on a new, screen accurate Merida dress,
Okay.
and I am making it all from scratch. I finished the mock-up today, and so now I am gonna be picking the mock-up apart to alter it and adjust it and make it screen accurate.
Okay. Is that what you go for? Screen accurate as mostly, or do you take liberties?
It depends on the cosplay. I sometimes
Some
I just
people
do something I think.
are very screen only. I go with what looks good. Some
Well,
screen accurate things don't look as good sometimes.
most of my cosplays are actually from the books.
Okay. Well,
So,
that's
so people would probably complain like my Bellatrix. Yeah, because that's what she's described as having in the book. So I went with that. And some of the characters that I do, they're not in the movie. So with Harry Potter, for
well,
example,
that's better if you come up with a concept of what she looks like,
mhm.
or the character looks like, rather than everybody's seen the movie and they have that in their minds.
Yeah, and I'm a big fan of obscure characters. So when I go to conventions, I get a lot of "Who are you?" But you know what? I really like pulling the obscure characters out, and so it doesn't bother me much. Yeah, I think the other guests and the fans sometimes are more, and the kids especially, are more comfortable when it's a screen accurate or more recognizable character. But so you can have fun both ways. With the charity events that I do, the screen accurate characters are definitely a bigger hit. And the charity groups, they prefer, the
Superheroes.
princesses and the superheroes and things like that.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that.
So, so yeah, so it's both sides. But like my Tonks,
Speaking of that, there we go.
yeah, that was for free comic book day. We went out and we interacted with all the guests as they stood in line waiting to get their free comic books.
Yeah, they have that over here too, but not generally during the winter months.
I
But
actually can't remember when this was. I think this might have been was it August? September? It was August or
it was like
September, I think.
3 degrees last night. So West Coast, East Coast,
Yeah,
3,000 miles apart. We
definitely
tend to
different
have
weather.
we definitely have different weather, but we also have a slow season where we don't have much. About the middle of November is when the last cons are, and then they start up again. And there's one in January in Boston, but that was canceled for the second or third time in a row this year. So everything else is starting up in March again. So
Oh,
we kind of have a 3-4 month off season out here.
okay.
But, especially for Free Comic Book Day too, because people wearing most cosplay costumes would die of the cold in about 10 minutes up here. I marched in a Christmas parade a few years ago, and some of the princess characters were half frozen by the end of the parade.
So
Various.
I do the NorCal MouseCon, not the SoCal MouseCon.
Well, I have. What's your favorite cosplay?
My favorite cosplay is Nymphadora Tonks, and I have 3 different versions of her.
I
That's
saw
her in
the.
her normal or outfit. And then I also do a student Tonks, which is her in her Hufflepuff
I
outfit.
saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I do her in her Muggle disguise when she picks up Harry from the train station.
How many in total Harry Potter-esque cosplays? Just
A
guess.
lot.
A lot.
I do every female character in Harry Potter except for Professor Sprout, Madam Hooch, Madam Pince, and oh, I think there's only like 6 of the big characters that not even really big characters, but of named characters that I don't do that are the female characters. I can't contacts. Madam Hooch has really cool eyes, and I just haven't tried out the snake contacts yet.
Okay.
Um, and I plan to do Professor Sprout sometime in the future, but my mom keeps telling me that she wants to go to a con with me, so I'm kind of saving the Professor Sprout for her to wear. But
Family cosplay. Yeah.
yeah, so the picture that you have of me as Cinderella, that's actually my sister as the fairy godmother. Was her first cosplay.
There it is.
Yeah. So that was for MouseCon last year, and her and my nephew and 2 of my 3 girls went with me. So
You kids in the cosplay too?
they do it occasionally. They're not as into it as me, but every once in a while they'll dress up. One Mother's Day, all 3 of my girls dressed up and went with me. Um,
It was my daughter who actually got me into this about the same time as I think it was the same year that you got into it. She said, "I want to go to Boston Comic Con and I want to dress up." And she doesn't drive, so it wasn't like I had to bring her there. And she goes, "You should wear a costume too." And so, what does any middle-aged man have in his closet? A black suit to become an agent of Shield, become Phil Coulson of Agent of Shield. Got mirror
That's great.
sunglasses and got a badge or two, a thing from that they were using on the show from Etsy, and we went as Shield agents. And she hated it. She hated all the people there. She was really
Oh.
Boston Comic Con it was in a small place. It was bought by Fan Expo a few years ago, 3 years ago, but it was in a small place. You couldn't walk.
Oh, it was
It
overcrowded.
was overcrowded. I've waited an hour and a half, and I had tickets on my hand to get in some days there. But that was before Fan Expo bought them. So my daughter actually created this monster and has lived to regret it ever since.
Yeah. Well, all 3 of my daughters did drama also, so they're all in theater arts.
Okay.
And so I have my middle daughter is a opera singer, so she performs on stage as well. They do prefer the stage over a convention, though.
I do too. Uh,
So,
I wish I knew you when you lived on the East Coast 3 years ago. I used to have a show called The Fantastic Magic of Potter.
oh, I
It's
would have loved that.
the full show is on this channel. It's one of the videos on this channel, and there's a live show from a theater in Foxball, a 500-seat theater in Foxball that I did 3 years ago. And I had a Bellatrix, I had a Queenie, I had a Ashley the Auror, which is a character we created for Ashley. And I did probably hundreds of shows with Queenie and the girl I had playing Bellatrix. And sometimes the girl played Queenie also did Bellatrix when the other one wasn't available. And we got booked for off-Broadway to go for a week at off-Broadway.
Oh, how fun.
And then COVID hit.
Oh, no.
And the theater went out of business.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Yeah, see, that's the hard thing. COVID's been really hard for
and I've
a
lost
lot of theater folks.
all those three people are still my friends.
Yeah, I wish I could have apparated to the East Coast a
Yes.
couple months ago because
Well,
Anna, or AMH Cosplays, who's the administrator of Cosplay Over 40,
yes.
she did a Harry Potter photo shoot and had a whole bunch, and I was like, I'm out of flu powder and just not able to apparate out of the house.
Yeah, I know.
Well, hopefully as things start to pick up, it can get its feet back on, you know.
You do any acting as well?
Not anymore.
You did originally.
Yeah, I used to be on stage too. Now I'm behind the scenes. What I teach set and prop design, and then some costume stuff. So mostly I teach the kids how to design a set and how to take it from paper and put it up onto the backdrops and to create the backdrops or the panels or whatever we'll be using, and then the props that we'll need and things like that.
Sounds exciting.
It is. It's a lot of fun, and the kids have a lot of fun, and I love watching them. As so last year, right before COVID, we did Seussical version of Romeo and Juliet, and it was a lot of fun. And we needed a musical instrument, so I said, "Okay, guys, you know it's Seuss. Let's have fun." We looked around the room. We found a box. We found an empty toilet paper roll. We found some clay. We found some strings. We painted them. We, carved them. We shaped them. We stuck them together. And we made this crazy looking instrument that had a horn and had a guitar piece and had all these little parts to it. I'm hoping to make it down to Universal Hollywood in March. So I belong to a group that meets there regularly, but because for me it's a 8-hour drive, I don't get to. For me. Yeah, so I don't get to meet up with them all the time.
It's an 8-hour plane ride for me to come.
Yeah, well, that's like for me for Universal Florida. Yes. So
true. Tell me about this cosplay, because knowing you're a Harry Potter person.
This is Pokemon is one of my other favorite loves.
Okay.
This is Misty from Pokemon. She's one of the Pokemon trainers that walks around with the main character. So her and another character, Brock, become kind of main characters with Ash, who's the main character, at least in the first round of Pokemon. He later goes on and picks up other friends, but they make little appearances. So.
You ever do Team Rocket?
No, I've never done Team Rocket. It is in the cause plans. I just haven't got around to it yet. But I don't know if I'm going to build it for me or for my daughter. I might build it for my daughter, but
I remember. Yeah, that's probably best.
So, yeah, and I don't think I'll do Jessie because that wig is just so much. I might just do Rocket Thug from like the Pokemon Go game, because she kind of likes the black costume, the black Team Rocket costume in the game. So
I took my kids to see Pokemon Live. It wasn't around very long, a long time ago.
I've never heard of it. But we lived in Dubai for a long time. So we lived in Dubai for 8 years. So
this only was a year or two. A year or two, I came to Worcester, Massachusetts. I took my kids. I think that's when I learned my daughter hated musicals.
What?
But
Oh, my heart.
and she says,
Yeah, our theaters are pretty good here in San Francisco. We get a lot. I'll be going to see Cursed Child for the second time
okay.
when um in March.
I have
So
yet to see that.
so they revamped it. They took it from a two-part down to a one-part. So I'm kind of interested to see what they cut out of it. So I'm
Well,
very
that
glad that I got to see the two-part version before it disappeared.
I always thought that was just a strange concept. 2 nights for a play.
So yeah. Well, we did it all in one day. We went in the morning and
Okay.
then went out to dinner and then came back and saw the second part in the evening.
Okay. Well, at least that's one day.
Yeah.
But
So
I always thought that, especially in some place like New York, you could get really expensive if you go there.
yeah.
2 nights for parking and everything, transport and everything else, because New York's so expensive. But San Francisco isn't cheap either.
Nope.
But I will see that someday. Someday. Now, there's your outfit that you have. I think I have
Yes.
that hat.
Yeah. Mhm. I do not actually have the sorting hat in my room. I have lots of other Harry Potter props, just not the sorting hat in here at the moment.
I only have this Standish one.
I do have the scroll.
Yeah, I have other things here, but I know Harry Potter stuff right now. I think all the Harry Potter stuff is put away for the winter in my trailer.
I have a Niffler.
I have several of those.
Yeah, I have quite a few too.
I have Niffler steel silver things from the audience.
A hippogriff.
Buckbeak? Bucklebeak, yeah.
So, Buckbeak. Um, and Hedwig is out in the front room. So yeah. So I also have a chocolate frog, and all my wands are way over in the corner.
See, your cosplay is fun stuff of it. My cosplay basically knives and guns. So that's
Yeah,
what
I
it's
did
known
my
for.
first cosplay with knives this summer. So but
Do you do evil cosplay? Evil
well,
cosplay
I do
character.
Bellatrix.
Oh, that's true.
So I guess she counts as evil. I did an evil character from Chris Colfer's books, The Land of Stories
Yes.
series. I did one of the Wicked Witches from his story.
Do you enjoy it?
She's
I find being evil
fun.
is fun. Yes.
Yeah, well, I've never taken Bellatrix to a convention yet, so I haven't had the opportunity to interact with other people as her.
There's
So,
there's who I'm playing.
oh, okay.
Actor Ed Harris. I've taken the band off the hat since then, but as the owner and main bad guy in Westworld, the HBO series,
Yeah.
he's so evil. I find myself channeling Ed Harris when I'm wearing this outfit. And
Yeah. Well, when I'm around the kids, I do my best to stay in character. So, I guess if I was an evil,
well, it is an attitude because my Bellatrixes, I've had 3 people play Bellatrix for my shows, and the main one is the sweetest, nicest person anybody's ever met in their life, who would do anything for you. And when she puts on the black dress, and she's got black hair, she doesn't really look like the actress, but she just puts on a black dress, and then she has a look. And I actually have videotaped a lot of the shows. And one of the first shows we did, she came on stage with such a look a little 12-year-old girl got up and ran out of the audience.
Oh no.
It just it could be just a look or an attitude with Bellatrix.
Yeah.
But
Well, I did do one Bellatrix photo with curly hair
yeah,
just because my daughter happened to have this Wicked Witch wig that but I had to do the photo in black and white because the Wicked Witch wig is actually black with purple streaks.
how many wigs do you own? Can you count that high?
An entire tub. You know those packing tubs?
Yes,
I have one that's completely full.
that's all it
Um
wigs. I have I used to wear one for Newt. There was kind of red hair, and then it looked awful. So it lasted like 2 shows, and then I dyed my hair red, and that look didn't look good either. And so finally, I found the perfect wig, and that's the one I normally use for a Newt. But
Yeah, when you find the perfect wig, it's wonderful. We have a store here up in Sacramento that just has this beautiful selection, which is really nice because you can go and you can try the wigs and fit the wigs and see if they really do fit the character or not,
I
which
think
is just like so much better than when you try to order it from online,
yes.
and you're like, I hope this works. And then you get it and it's just not what you were
Oh no,
wanting.
I've bought so many wigs that I returned on uh, Amazon or another source, except one. There was like a $15 wig I got on Amazon once. It said 1970s tennis pro. And I'm like, I think this is
Okay.
the one I want.
Was it supposed to be Bruce Jenner? No. Who is the I'm trying to think. No, he was a runner. Oh, that's the one you wear for Doctor Who, right?
Yes.
Okay. Which tennis star is it supposed to be?
I don't know, but I just thought 1970s tennis pro wig. It just,
Yeah.
and it really looked like Tom Baker from Doctor Who. So uh,
Yeah.
maybe it's the wrong way. It's not the right way right now, but that was my easiest wig purchase ever. But other than that, it's usually been a fight to find something. I'm not really a sewer. I can barely do stuff. So I am a sorcerer. Source different things. I mean, this coat was a Doctor Who coat, actually, from Peter Capaldi, the 12th Doctor.
Oh, okay.
I bought this. He had a black version of this coat at one point when he went to an episode of London with a top hat and old style English dress, and it just seemed to fit perfectly for this character. So I ended up using that. I am an electronic person though, so I've built electronic things
Oh, okay.
like the Rocketeer backpack that actually has sounds from the movie and jets of LEDs coming out of it that actually works when this battery is put in it. So I can do that stuff, but I'm not a sewer. I'm a have stuff made for me. Uh, it's easier now because I've lost a
Here's
lot
one
of
of
weight.
my here's one of my favorite things that I've made. So everybody knows who Dobby the house elf is.
Yes,
But in the books, there's a female elf, and her name is Winky. And these are my Winky ears.
cute.
So, and they're just a very, very simple foam build that I really enjoyed making them. And so, and when they're on, all it looks, my hat is so big. So they look like
Cool. One other.
Oh,
Alice.
Alice in Wonderland. Yes. Alice in Wonderland is one of my favorite books, one of my favorite movies.
Well, that's a costume
So,
you can definitely wear to Oogie Boogie Bash.
so yeah, so she was a character I definitely had to do. So she's one of my favorite characters, and I actually got to take her to a convention a couple months ago with my friend who is an awesome Mad Hatter. He does his own version, very unique version of a steampunk Mad Hatter.
Okay.
So I got to go to a convention with him, and we got to go walk around and get see everybody. So that was
Picture
a
of
lot.
that on your Instagram?
Yeah, there is a photo of that on my
I'll have to
Instagram.
look for that. I'm interested from the steampunk Mad Hatter thing.
Yeah, his cosplay is actually
Most
really
people do the Johnny Depp version now.
amazing. So oh, I just went blank on because everybody I'm like, what is his Instagram handle? Um Nerdographic, that's it. Nerdographic
Okay.
is his.
Have you seen the younger McGonagall on Fantastic Beasts 2?
I have. Yes.
What did you think about that? Some people say she shouldn't be alive or shouldn't be in the movie at that time.
I think she can be a younger one in about that time. It seems to
Some
fit.
purists have gone crazy over that, thinking she shouldn't be there, but it's a movie. Get a life. I
So,
really liked Johnny Depp's character in that second movie. He was only in the first movie for like 5 minutes, but
yeah.
I really liked his outfit. But the hair and the eyes, I don't think I could do contacts, and the hair would be a big challenge. I liked his outfit though. That's one of the impossible cosplays that I personally would like to do, but probably will never do.
Oh, really? You don't think you would?
No, now it's better. I've lost 100 pounds in the last 2 years.
Okay.
So I'm literally half the man I used to be. And now cosplaying is easier because commercial stuff tends to fit now.
Oh, okay.
Before commercial stuff, like I have a Loki jumpsuit over there.
Trying to see if you can. Here's his Mad
Okay,
Hatter.
okay, okay.
Oh.
Those other people don't go with the characters, do they?
They're just friends.
I'm like,
Yeah,
that's a weird cosplay group. Okay,
we ran into friends, so we took a photo.
I know.
So
I have one friend, Tom, who he's like the elder statesman of cosplay in New England. He's been doing it for 20 something years. He does Up and Mermaid Man, and
okay.
he's at Cosplay Dad on Instagram, and he's incredible.
Which character from Up does he do?
The man of the balloons, Miss Fredrickson.
Oh, okay. My friend Steven does the kid, so
Okay, no, he
and
does Mr.
The
Fredrickson.
bird, Kevin. So
I've done tons of benefits with him. Him and I have done. There's a bereavement center. It's the only full-time bereavement center in New England, and we did the last 3 Halloween parties. We bring characters and cosplayers in, and I do magic. Well, when I was dressed as a magician, I did magic because
okay.
I can actually do magic dressed as nude. So that's that's a thing that when I act as nude, I can actually do magic. So that's helpful. Uh, What about future cosplays?
So in the works currently, I already do Wonder Woman, but I have Wonder Girl that's in the works. As I mentioned, I have the new version of Merida that I'm building. Well, I just joined our local steampunk society a couple months ago, so we had a big dinner and I had fun at that. So
What'd you go as?
it was just a kind of Transylvania kind of theme, so just upper noble class. I have my
Yeah.
so I haven't worn this one to any events yet. So, but yeah, but I mean, of course, everybody steampunk has at least one.
Yes. I've had trouble getting into it. I just went to it because some friends were and I were there. And
Uh,
what's the most money you've ever spent on a cosplay?
I have no idea. Because I
Yes.
kind of just piece things together. I pull things out of my closet and then I put them with pieces that I've bought and I create them.
I understand that process, and most of the stuff I have is like that.
I'm sorry.
What is your you said you were
You
married.
cut
So
out.
what does your husband think of all this?
Oh, he's a photographer,
Okay.
so he kind of understands it, and he does a lot of my photography for me. So
Well, that's
yeah,
good. We built a photographer into him. My daughter is semi amateur and has done most of my good photos. I have some photos that someone else did, but she's done a lot of my good photos that I have. My ex didn't support me performing anything. Uh,
that can
Probably
be
the
hard.
reason that she's my ex. But no, I actually was a illusionist touring state fairs back in the 90s and 2000. I had a big box illusion show and people jumping out of boxes and stuff. They were doing at state fairs across the East Coast. And she really didn't support that, so I ended up quitting that. And wasn't until the marriage ended that I decided to go back into performing again because I missed it. But it helps if you have a partner that supports what you're doing.
Yeah, definitely.
It definitely does, or it doesn't think you're weird, or well, you come home with some strange new prop, and they're like, "What's that?"
Yeah.
Well, good for you, good for you. And what's the rest of the characters you really like to cosplay when you
So
cosplay?
I mean, any of the characters from Harry Potter, I love. I really love Cinderella. She is my one of my favorite princesses to cosplay. Funny enough, my favorite princess is actually Aurora, and uh, but I love cosplaying Cinderella. I think the kids just really like to gravitate to her, and it's really nice. And I just started doing Elsa. And the kids really enjoy Elsa as well, so she's fun.
At
Um,
the Christmas parade I was in 2 or 3 years ago, Cinderella was there, and people kept calling her Elsa.
oh, I can see that.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
all look a little alike, don't they? Mostly.
So, well, I don't know. I think they're very a little bit different, but
A little bit different.
yeah.
Don't the kids just see
But
blue
I
and
guess maybe because it's a blue dress and a blonde
yes.
hair, so
Yeah.
maybe that's
Blue.
it.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
just did my own interpretation of Tinkerbell, so I don't know if you saw that on when I posted.
What's the people's favorite cosplay you do?
Um, I think most people love my McGonagall and my Trelawney. So,
I
oh,
see that.
and Snow White. They like Snow White. They really like my Snow White.
Really? Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's one that's interesting enough is the adults like the Snow White, where the kids love Cinderella and Elsa, the adults love Snow White. I think maybe it's because it's their generational um princess. Yeah, I think just everybody has a different thing that they like. Like, I mean, I have fun when I'm Treylani, but she's definitely not one of my favorite ones to do. But
I like the character in the movies. I always thought she was
yeah,
hysterical.
but I
In
get
the actress,
but I do
too.
get a lot of comments about, "Oh, I love your Treylani. Your Treylani's great." So, I mean, it makes me happy and I'm, I'm happy that that works out. So,
I
yeah.
understand. What or cosplay you gonna do?
So, I believe if I end up going this weekend, we have a small one here in the East Bay. And I have a friend that does Velma, and I might do Daphne or I might do Roger Rabbit. I haven't really decided yet what I'm doing.
Please. That's one of my favorite films. I have a friend who does Jessica like no one has ever done Jessica. Gary Wolfe, the man who wrote the book, who
Mhm.
framed, who censored Roger Rabbit, has said publicly several times, because he lives out here, that she's the best Jessica he's ever seen. And he's seen a lot of Jessicas because he does a lot of fan conventions as the creator of those characters. And it is pretty deadly, the version of Jessica she does. Um, you ever thought
Yeah,
about
I
Jessica?
was I just wasn't drawn to the Jessica Rabbit, and I had a friend who was
That's a
doing
good
a
line to
gender
use.
bend
You weren't drawn
of
that way?
Jessica. Oh, yeah. So,
I'm not bad.
yeah.
I'm just drawn that way.
Yeah, so I was more like, I'm more of a Roger anyway, so,
Well, tell
um
people your Instagram account.
oh, my Instagram is Sindiroo Cosplays, all one word, um, and Sindiroo Cosplays, and what else? I mean, I appreciate you, welcoming me on to the is it called a vodcast when it's a video?
I'm just
Is that
calling it a YouTube talk show
oh, okay.
because that's what it is. I have one guest, and we talk. I have conversations about stuff. So crap, there's so much stuff on this channel that's completely different. It was supposed to be we were going to be doing a an Elvira like thing. We were going to do skits around old black and white movies, and we
Mhm.
did several. Uh, but people were fast forwarding through the movies to see our content. So
Okay.
why were we doing movies then if nobody was watching? And
So
so then I did a lot of other things and posting magic and posting some of the I have tons of video and I came up with this. I'm going to be doing a comedy ghost hunting show later this year as well called
cool.
Gone Ghosting. I'd like to thank you for coming.
Thank you
Uh,
very much for having me.
Um, you didn't know me. I was just a follower, and I think you followed some of my stuff on as well. And
Yeah,
so,
I saw that you did Newt Scamander, and so
yes,
usually if somebody follows me and they have something Harry Potter on their page, I usually follow them back. Or if they have a lot of active cosplay things, I usually follow them back.
I
So,
knew I was doing a Harry Potter show. I had no idea what character I was going to do. Do you know what I decided?
hmm.
I saw that a friend of mine had two Newt Scamander coats for sale for $60.
Okay. Yeah, and that kind of sold the idea.
That was it. That was it.
Yep.
I got the coat from him. I found the vest. It took me a while to source the vest and the bow tie, and I have the actual case.
Well, Mood Fashion, if you go to their online website, they have some free patterns. And Newt's Commander's jacket is one of the free cosplay patterns that they give.
The second movie jacket?
So,
I pretty much have the first movie jacket.
It might be the first movie jacket.
The second movie jacket's a little grayer, gray blue. I can't decide whether it's gray.
Well, it's just the pattern, so you could pretty much make it out of whatever color you want.
I just never could decide what. I've seen different versions for sale, but there were different colors.
So.
And me trying to decide from a picture on eBay or somewhere else, is that the right color?
I totally understand. I'm having the same issue with Merida's dress, so. Because everybody keeps telling me it's green, but the Disney page clearly states that it's teal. And so my dress will be teal.
Well, thank you again for coming. Have fun this weekend if you go to an event.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you very much. And it was great getting to know you a little bit better.